You and I both already know that AI is taking over every aspect of our modern lives. It's in our phones, our movies, our art, and even education, with Duolingo recently announcing they're going AI first. So today I want to take time and answer the question, is there anything that AI won't replace? All right, I know what you're thinking. AI Takeover? Everybody and their mom is talking about AI right now, but it's definitely for a reason. And I want to take you through how we got to this point and what AI has been replacing to know if anything is safe. But before that, what do we even mean when we say the words AI? In short, AI, or artificial intelligence, is when a computer simulates the intelligence of humans, which includes problem solving, learning, and decision-making. You can basically think of artificial intelligence as machines learning or imitating by observing, usually a bunch of examples, before it finds a pattern and is able to solve a particular problem on its own. The difference between a calculator and ChatGPT, for example, is that while a calculator always follows an algorithm, AI is supposed to learn from all the data it receives and recognize patterns. These patterns come directly from the data it receives, so if you have bad data, then you might have bad results. Though it also allows these models to complete harder to define problems, such as facial recognition. Still far from perfect and can definitely be annoying when you have to lock in to use it. And I bet that AI includes things you didn't even realize, such as
text-to-speech, which has been used by phones and companies like Duolingo,
even before their AI first announcement. And there are more examples of AI that we use in our everyday lives, such as picture quality for our TVs, autocorrect, and even most navigation systems use some form of artificial intelligence. Though far from perfect, AI nearly touches every aspect of our modern lives, and it has for maybe longer than you might think. In fact, the loose idea about AI can be traced all the way back to the late 1800s, and it evolved extremely quickly. In the 1870s, machines with human-like intelligence was referred to only in science fiction books. Not this one. But by the 1950s, John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence and began researching even though it was purely theoretical at the time, but not for long. With major leaps being made in computer science by figures such as Grace Hopper, technology quickly evolved to be able to test out some of these recently thought to only be science fiction theories. This is also around the time when the famous Turing test was created, which predicted that one day machines would be so believable and intelligent that we wouldn't be able to distinguish it from a human being. And in a lot of ways, that's already happened.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Text has been tricking people through emails and scams. Audio recently has become passing as human, and just today I had to check if a video was made by artificial intelligence or not. But before we could argue if AI passed the Turing test or not, there was an AI freeze between 1950 and 1990, where not much interest was had in artificial intelligence. But it wasn't until 1997 that AI took the spotlight again, because it had finally beaten a grandmaster in chess. Though it might sound simple to you now, this proved to a lot of people that AI could be used to solve strategic and complex problems. And as a result, it continued to advance and spread into more fields. AI started to be used in phones, by NASA to collect samples from Mars, and quickly turned into social media algorithms and facial recognition software. Finally, today we have generative AI. Machines being able to replicate, art in the form of images, audio, and video. So if loosely AI has been here for decades, then what's the big deal today? Well, as you might already know, the problem today is that AI is advancing so quickly that people fear that it will replace humans rather than being used as a tool to help us. And there is a lot that AI is replacing, but none of it seems to benefit my daily life nearly as much as what I expected AI to be like as a kid.
Pinch of paprika.
For chores, the only thing I can think of is a fancy vacuum, but come on, is this the best we can do? And while I worry about AI not doing my chores, I also have to worry about AI eventually being able to take my job. And you might too. AI has been on the rise in so many fields recently, and while you can certainly argue that mathematicians were needed even after the invention of calculators, there's still a chance that AI could transform what we end up doing, and what used to take 5 people to get done now might only take 1 person and an AI. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against technological advancements. Every generation has had their own version of world-changing technology, and maybe AI is ours. But the concerning thing about it today is how it's getting ready to replace art now. Generative AI is getting so good at recreating the examples that it looks at that even Disney and Universal teamed up and launched a lawsuit against it, calling it a bottomless pit of plagiarism. AI has many shapes and forms that are really beneficial. Nobody is complaining about self-driving cars, and I'm certainly not complaining about autocorrect or facial recognition. It's generative AI that has a different moral weight to it, because the examples that it uses to generate art are often stolen in the first place. And that's the big controversy with AI today. And while it certainly has its flaws, eventually it won't. And we have no way to know how it's going to be regulated to protect what we create. Which brings me back to my question, is there anything that can't be stolen by AI? And how soon until AI becomes so good that people prefer AI content? But after spending some time deeply thinking about it, I realized that maybe that's the wrong perspective, and we still have something that AI can never touch. And that's the creativity from humans that comes from our everyday lived experiences. AI, after all, learns from us. And while it may take tons of examples and come to logical conclusions, it still can't create something that comes from an experience. And while some might say it's only a matter of time, I choose to believe that while AI evolves, so will our creativity and the way we express ourselves. So while yeah, we absolutely should push back against AI being used to steal our jobs and art, but we should also feel confident in knowing that we, as humans, are irreplaceable because of our unique experiences that AI can't replicate. As a small creator, I already know that there are plenty of other creators that can edit, write, or even speak to the camera way better than I can, but I still stay confident because I know that I am the only one who can bring the unique perspectives that come from living my life. And that's something that no machine or person can replicate, no matter how much information they have. So thank you for watching content that only I can make. Stay confident, and I will see you in the next video.